Welcome in, family. This is Bishop Mook, host of Streetlight Scriptures. And today, this episode is different. This is the revamp, the reset, the moment I open up about something I've carried quietly for a long time. This past year, I lost my best friend, my dog, my brother. And grief, it didn't just knock at my door. It moved in. It changed the way I thought, the way I moved, the way I prayed. I had to keep living, keep showing up, keep trying to find myself again, even when everything around me felt heavy. So today I'm sharing my journey through loss, the nights I didn't think I'd get through, the moments God had to carry me because I couldn't carry myself, and the lessons grief taught me about love, about healing, and about what it really means to still be here. If you ever lost somebody close, if you're grieving quietly, or if your heart still aches in places your words can't reach, this episode is for you. You're not alone. We're going to walk through this together. Welcome to Streetlight Scriptures. And on this episode, I'm talking about grief on the block, my journey through loss. So I want to talk about what it really means to take a walk with Christ while grieving. So we're going to take you back to May 3rd, 2025 of this year. I was having a regular day. We was spending time with family, watching my little sister leave for prom, just chilling, like a typical day, no added anything, just a regular day. And it was raining heavy that day, and I was like agitated about things, and I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know, but I just kept going. And later that night, around 10 o'clock, I'll never forget, it was like 10:05, I got a call, and my brother called me, and he asked me, he said, did you talk? He asked me, did I talk to this particular person? I'm like, no, which was weird because, like, I don't really talk to that person like that. Like, we don't communicate on a regular. So I was like, well, what's going on? And he was like, he told me, he said, your best friend just got shot. And I'm like, what? I immediately went numb. My mind went blank. I have never experienced a blackout like I experienced that day. I couldn't feel the feeling of my body anymore. I just went numb. So I hurried up. I sat down. I stood back up. And everybody was looking at me trying to figure out what was going on because I started crying, but I couldn't get it out. It was a quiet cry. And I screamed so loud. I was like, no. Please don't tell me this. Why would you call me and tell me this? I wasn't lie. I was angry with him. I was like, you could have told me this any other time. Why would you tell me this now? It's raining. I'm already not in the mood. So I hangs up. I probably give it 5 minutes. I'm crying. I call back. I'm like, well, is he all right? Is he okay? He was like, no, he died. In that moment, my life changed forever. I immediately was angry with God. I was angry at myself. I was angry with my best friend. I was angry with life. I just became angry. I was frustrated. I was hurt. I was confused. I didn't know what to do, what to say. I already was thinking like how I'm going to get through life, how I'm going to be able to maneuver with this feeling, with this new normal that I'm going to have to get used to. I felt like in that moment I didn't have time to call on God. I didn't have time to get on my knees and pray because it was like, what was the point? Like, God, you already know what happened. So why would I even call on you or ask you for anything when you already did what I didn't want happen? And that's just me being real. Like, it's not me discrediting God for who he is. It's just me being real about my experience. So like that went on. So that night I didn't sleep. I tried to go to sleep. I had a whole panic attack. I had an anxiety attack. They was about to call the ambulance on me, but my sister came and helped me and my grandmother. And the thing is, when this happened, I wasn't even in Baltimore. I was in a whole different state. I was like an hour and 40 minutes away. But still, I felt like if I was there, a lot of things could have been different. Like I felt like I could have been like, oh, this would have been prevented if I wasn't here. So then I began to be mad about where I was at in that moment. I was like, no, I got to get to him. He need me. Because if it was me, he would have been there for me. And it's like, wow, like I kept thinking all night. I tried to go to sleep. I probably went to sleep for like 20 minutes and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was up that whole day. And I just was crying. I went downstairs. I was just trying to drink some water and I just kept crying. I was walking around the house and I just was crying. And my grandmother and my family, they just kept talking to me, telling me like, don't let this get to you. Don't worry yourself. You gonna lose your mind trying to figure it out or wonder why this and why that. And in that moment, I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to be lectured with those type of lessons and those type of conversations. I just didn't want nobody to talk to me. I didn't want nobody to say anything to me. I was mad with everybody. So that day passed, leading up all the way to the funeral. I sat in my room every day, and I cried. And not only that, I lost my job. I was lashing out on people. I didn't work. I didn't go to work. So that happened in May. I was not working from May all the way up until August. And for those 4 months, I sat in my room every single day. There was not a day that I went outside. I was in my room every day and I was crying. I felt alone. I felt discouraged. I felt like I was losing my mind. Part of me really did lose my mind, but I kind of woke. I got up and I had some type of strength that God gave me. But we're gonna get to that. But leading to that, I'm sitting in my room and I'm crying and I'm ignoring my phone. I'm not answering nobody calls, nobody text messages. I'm just sitting in my room and I'm laying down and I'm just like, why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? Why did this have to be my best friend? Why this couldn't have been somebody else? I'm just being real. That's just how I felt. So my best friend and my other friend, they came over like every day there was some days I ignored them. I didn't even answer the door for them. I didn't answer the phone for them because I didn't want to be bothered. They kept coming over here. They was like, get up out of this bed. You're going to be depressed every day. You're going to drive yourself crazy. But I felt like nobody didn't understand how I felt. This wasn't somebody that I became friends with in adulthood. This is someone that I grew up with since kids. When we were babies, we were literally babies. I remember when his mother was pregnant with him. Like, we were only 2 years apart. So from that age all the way up until now, and I'm 23 years old, we were best friends in childhood, best friends even in adulthood. We were friends for 21 years. So nobody still to this day can tell me how to deal with that. That's still something that I deal with mentally today. And I lost people in my family. I lost like my uncle. I lost my cousin. I lost my other uncle. And these were people that was immediate family that was close to me, that I was close with. But I have never dealt with grief the way I dealt with it now and the way I'm dealing with it now. And I have never experienced grief the way I experience it now. Like, I always thought, like, people be like, when the holidays come, I feel sad. I don't want to be bothered, or you don't understand grief make me feel this way. And I'm like, you got to come out of that. Like, this is things that you can't change. I used to be that way looking at a younger age. I used to be like, I'm never going to deal with death like that. You just got to accept it for what it is, because I never truly understand what it meant, or I never experienced that type of hurt before. But then I had this experience and I was like, wow, this is something that I really experienced. I was crushed. I still am crushed, but I'm dealing with it better. But I felt like half of me was taken, and I felt alone. In those moments when I was in my room, I can honestly say I felt like I didn't have nobody. I felt like I was dealing with things on my own. I felt lonely, even though I had my best friend or people coming in and saying, "Oh, you okay?" or "How you feeling?" But I didn't have nobody to really sit with me and listen to how I felt, or let me know, like, "Oh, I'm here for you. I know that you're going through this." Like, I always felt like I had to go through things on my own, or like, you grown, or you the big, like, I'm not with, like, I just felt like I didn't have no type of emotional support. And quite frankly, I still feel that way. Like, I don't feel like I don't have emotional support at all, or no type of, like, yeah, just no emotional support at all. I feel like I have to get through things on my own, but I feel like I'm always a listening ear. I'm always the giver. I'm always the supporter when it comes to other people. But when it's me, I don't get those things in return. So that's one thing that I was dealing with mentally, and I'm still dealing with. Then it was like, wow, like, this is really life. Like, I'm never going to be able to call my friend and say, what's up, bro? What you doing? Or, what's up, bro? Like, where you at? You good? Like, we would beef hard. That's a crazy thing. We would really beef hard over me wanting to give him lectures like, you gotta do better, bro. You got this going on. You got kids. You gotta be able to let that thing go. Like, you can't keep chasing what's not for you. That's not for you. And he used to be like, the same way you grown is the same way I'm grown. You can't tell me what's for me. I know what's for me and not for me. You can't tell me the way I live my life, because I don't tell you the way to live yours. And I had to respect that, because I'm like, we both grown, but it's at the end of the day, I see the potential in you. You know that you got it in you, but I see it in you. But you're not seeing it within yourself, so I just try to pull it out. But then I had to also realize, like, you can't save people. You got to let people experience life for their own. And God has a plan for everybody. Even though God planned for his life, was his plan for his life, and he saw fit to call him home when he called him home, I just wasn't ready. So I felt like, God, why would you do that to me when we was at its peak? Like, I was like, I felt like I was close. Like, all right, I'm getting in his ear. Like, now I'm gonna be able to tell him, like, all right, I got you, bro. Like, come on, we gonna do this. Like, because he was listening to my podcasts. He, like, this crazy thing last year, around this time, close to around this time last year, it was like December, around right before Christmas, like 3 days before Christmas. He hit me up. He was like, bro, what you doing? Bit by bit. It was like, man, I was just watching your podcast. I was seeing you crying on your podcast, telling your story about what you was going through stuff. I got holler at you bit by bit. I got a lot of stuff to tell you. So he was telling me some things. Some stuff I never share. I'm never going to share with nobody. But I was like, wow. Like, that's why when that happened, like, not even like a whole, like, it wasn't even 6 months later. Like, it was like, wow, we were just talking about this, and then this happened. So it's like, grief will hit you at any moment. So, like, now, like, okay, 4 months later, we get through here. I get a new job. Let's talk about that. So I wasn't working for 4 months. I was in my room. I was depressed. I was stressed. I was crying. I wasn't doing nothing. Okay, I get a new job offer, but I don't start until August. I get a job offer probably like a month or two before I start. And the funeral come up. So we going to the funeral, and I was in disbelief. I'm thinking, like, the way I was dealing with grief, I was like, all right, I gotta be able to get my mind right, get prepared for this, but I'm still in disbelief. I'm not accepting this. I'm not believing this until I see my best friend laying in that casket. So I felt like all those days and weeks that went by before the funeral, I was thinking to myself, like, man, he ready call me and tell me, like, bro, this where I'm at. Like, I ain't dead. I'm alive. And that's how I was dealing with it mentally. So in my mind, I put that in my mind. I'm like, I'm waiting for him to call me. I'm waiting for him to tell me where he at. I'm waiting for him to be like, Mook, come pick me up. And it's crazy because all those days went by and I was genuinely waiting for that call or that text message, and it never happened. So that messed me up mentally. That messed me up physically. That messed me up emotionally, because it's like, I really put that in my mind. So I started thinking, like, am I going crazy? So that's when I knew. And I knew in those moments, I'm like, I got to call on God. Like, I got to pray. And I cried out to God. I'm like, God, please give me strength. Comfort me, Lord. Please don't leave me. You told me you would never leave me nor forsake me, God. Show me that you're real in this moment, so that I know that you're the person that I'm supposed to worship. You're the God that I'm supposed to believe in. Like, of course, I grew up in church. I go to church, but it's like, now I need to know you for who I need to know you for myself, not because of what other people told me or because of what I was brought up in. I need to know you for Khalil. I need to know you for myself, not for what other people tell me. So I started becoming more at peace with it. So the friend would come and I see him. I'm like, okay, I got to accept this. This is him. Like, this is real. I I asked God, I said, God, please give me strength. We go in there. I thought I was going to do bad. Everybody was like, you want me to go with you? Like my family members and like my close cousins, they wanted to come. Some of them couldn't call off work. They was like, I'll call out because I know that you're not going to do good bit by bit. And so the funeral come, my best friend go with me, and he was her family member. So we went together, and we pull up in the parking lot. I look at my best friend and I say, Bess, I don't know how I'm going to do when I walk in here, but I just want you to come in with me. We're going to go walk in there together. But as much as you need me, I need you too. Like, I want you to know that I need you in this moment because I don't know how I'm about to handle this. So she said, okay, Bess, I got you. We walk in, and I'm like, I look. She look at me, and I look at her. We walk down. I hug his mother. I hug his grandmother. His grandmother was like, oh, my gosh. She was excited to see me. And I just hugged his mother. We was hugging probably for like 5 minutes. In that moment, I felt like we both needed this because we were communicating. I was communicating with his mother because me and his mother, like, we talk almost every other day. If we go weeks without talking or texting, we'll text each other or we'll call each other and be like, now, why you ain't call me? Something like that, and vice versa. So it was like in that moment when we were hugging, I was like, yeah, we both needed this because she knew how close we were. She knew the bond that we shared. She knew me since I was a kid. So she already knew how I was feeling, but I knew that was her only child. I knew how she was feeling, and I didn't know how she was feeling. I just knew that she was hurting, if that makes sense. Like I knew in my mind, like I don't know how she feel, but I know what she's feeling, if that makes sense. So it's like, whew, that hit me hard. So I'm sitting down in the funeral. I shed a couple tears. So it's like we go to the repast. I'm just chilling. I'm watching. I'm not really celebrating as I wanted to, but I was there. And after all that over, after the funeral was over, after the calls and texts stopped coming through, that's when reality set. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to experience this. This is something that I'm going to have to deal with for the rest of my life. So the 1 month mark came, 2 month mark came, 3 month mark came. I'm like, gosh, it's getting harder and harder before it get easier. And I'm crying, I'm talking to my friends, and I'm like, this is not working. Like, this is not getting better. People say it get easier with time. That was a lie. Like, they lying to me. And people just keep telling me, like, it's going to get better. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, this is not getting better. It's getting worse before it get better. Like, y'all don't know the pain that I'm feeling. Like, this is not somebody I just met in adulthood. This is somebody I grew up with. I knew for 21 years. I was friends with for 21 years. This is someone I hot porches with. I stole from corner stores with. I laughed with. I cried with. I experienced life with. Like, y'all don't know the struggle and the mental warfare that I'm dealing with getting through this. And still to this day, I still feel the same way, but I'm just handling it better. I'm coping with it better. Thanks be unto God. But I feel as though that grief has its way of consuming you. And some things, when concerning grief, I feel as though that the smallest things can trigger you. Like, I can be washing dishes or I can be listening to a song, and then grief hits me and I'm crying and I'm sad and I just stop everything and I'm angry and I'm just lashing out and I'm not in the mood. I just want to be in my room by myself. I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. It's like, I don't know what to do. And I still feel that way to this day. But one day I was in my room and I'm crying. And God spoke to me. And I was crying out to God. And I'm like, God, I need you more than ever. And I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like I'm going crazy. And I'm going to be transparent. There was a time through these hard months of dealing with this, that I was thinking like, okay, I can't take this no more. Like, I'm going to pick a day where I'm going to end it all, and I'm going to write my suicidal story letter and let them know the reason why I did it and the reason why I'm doing it, because I can't deal with this. And God said, no, I'm here for you. I felt, as soon as I thought that and I spoke those words, God told me, I'm here with you. I'm here for you. I never left you. I just wanted you to seek me. I was always here. I was watching you. I was giving you the strength that you was asking for. I was giving you the comfort that you needed. You just didn't accept it because you were angry with me. So I had to repent. I had to apologize to God that I'm sorry for feeling those ways. I'm sorry for questioning you for your plans and what you're doing and your will. So that's just me saying, like, there will be seasons in your life where you felt like you feel and you will like where you feel, and that you may have already felt like, God, where are you at? God, why don't I hear you? Why don't I see you? Why aren't you helping me get through this? But God is already there with us. We have to seek God. We have to trust God. We have to believe that he will come through. We can't say one thing and then do another. Like, I had to realize that my actions wasn't aligning with the things that I wanted from God. So why would he give me those things when I'm disobeying him and I'm speaking down on him and I'm angry with him and I'm telling people that, like, no, I'm mad at God right now. I don't want to talk about that. I'm not really with the religion things. That's not things that you say about your God and a person that's giving you life, that gave you life, and that's getting you through life. That's not things that you say and still expect him to bless you with the things that you're praying for. It doesn't work like that. So I'm still trying to juggle how to get through life and how to navigate and how to just be okay. Even though I feel as though with this situation, I'll never be okay, but I have faith yet again, and I trust and I believe in God that I know that one day I will be okay and I will deal with this better and I will get through this. It's a hard journey. It's not easy. Like, grief isn't easy at all. Like, if any of you have experienced grief, you know that this is not an easy journey at all. No one should ever tell you that it's easy. I'm going to be the first, if no one else told you, to let you know that it's not easy. It doesn't get better overnight. It doesn't get better in 6 months. It doesn't get better in a year. It takes time. It takes trusting in God. It takes counseling. It takes therapy. It takes acceptance. It takes acknowledgement. You have to acknowledge that you're going through these things. You have to accept these things. Then you have to deal with them. Dealing with them, you have to get therapy. You have to go through grief counseling. You have to increase your prayer life. You have to trust God. It's a lot of things that come with it. So you have to find time to talk to God, to talk to a therapist, to get yourself the help that you need so that you won't do things that you will regret or may cause hurt and pain to others. And this episode, I just wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk to you all about grief and about my journey after loss and how I'm navigating through life. And I'm going to keep going on with this series, and I'm going to keep talking about grief and talking about mental health and how mental health and grief mixed and dealing with that together has consumed me and make me feel that I'm alone or have me feeling like I don't have nobody to talk to. So I'm going to continue this, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I hope that this series bless you and this episode is a blessing to you. And tune in again to Streetlight Scriptures with Bishop Mook. Y'all have a great day.